Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again today. I got some bad news for Filipina scammers. If you're a Filipino on these dating sites trying to run scams on these foreign men, I got bad news for you today. We're waking up to your bullshit. But before I get started, I want to thank everybody who came out to the meet and greet on Thursday at the Draft Restaurant in Makati at the Power Plant Mall. Great turnout. Some wonderful people. I do want to thank y'all for y'all support. We're going to do some free gasoline. I know Richie Rich and Chang and Raymond, they did their giveaway. I think there's a Shell right down the street from me. I'll do it today. But yeah, we really had a great time. I mean, some good conversation. I tell you guys, if you ever get a chance to go to anybody's meet and greet, do it. Thank me now. But y'all know that I've had meet and greets ever since the Philippines opened up in 2022, February 2022. I think I had my first meet and greet like April or May of 2022, all the way up to now. And I've seen some changes among men, certainly, that are coming over here, that gives me, a good feeling that men are listening to these videos. We're getting through. What did the Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey, what did he say? A fool is born every second or something. A sucker's born every minute. You can't get to everybody. We're not going to reach everybody, but a lot of men are catching on to the dating game over here. And they're slowing down, really. I've seen some real big changes. When I first had my meet and greets in 2022, and because I was just talking to Maryland, they were exclusively couples only. I mean, everybody was coupled up. There was no single men. If it was maybe one or two single men. Fast forward to the other night, I'm being generous. I'm going to say it was 50% couples, 50% single guys. Yeah. Men are waking up. Men are slowing down. They're realizing, hey, I'm the prize over here. I'm not just going to run over here and do the microwave relationships and all that. I'm not going to sign over the visa in 2 weeks. I was talking to a guy, David. Shout out to David. He's from California. Don't worry, man. That's all I'm going to tell. Because he don't want to be on camera. I wanted to talk to him. He said, no, Cal, I don't want to do it. But I asked him, I said, hey, man, why don't you have a girlfriend? I said, no. I said, where's your girlfriend? And he said, man, I don't have one. He's been here for two months. He lives in BGC. He's at the meet and greet. He said, yeah, I don't have one. He said, because these women want everything instantaneous. And I'm like, wow, he's been listening. He said, I swore to myself that I was going to take my time. I was going to get settled in first. See what I'm saying? The men are waiting. They're not rushing anymore like we were before. And this isn't everybody. This is just my humble opinion from what I've seen over the last 4.5 years. Things are starting to look up. Remember, I made a video a couple of weeks ago, like some people are like, well, they're watching our videos and stuff, and they said, I'm not even interested, man, in dating over there anymore. Too much stuff going on. But there are guys who come over here for other reasons. Certainly the cost of living, because they're from California. I think he's from somewhere around San Francisco, and then his friend was from San Diego. And I was like, well, what's the basic rent in San Diego? The guy was like, for an area like where he lives, we were in Makati. He said about $2,500 a month. Well, this guy was living in BGC, and he said everything, his rent and utilities, not food, he said was about $1,000. But yeah, men are coming over for that. They're not just coming over here for the women, but that's the first thing that I noticed. Is the men are slowing down, and they're taking their time. And they say, I can always get a woman. They're here. Okay? They're not coming over here and they're not moving in immediately. Because I tell you guys, of all the mistakes I've made over here, it's probably the biggest mistake that you as a foreigner can make over here dating. I mean, take a page out of the book of Richie Rich and Chain. They don't live together, man. They got a great relationship on the outside looking in. But the first thing we want to do, the minute we get off the plane, she's waiting at the airport, we want to move her in. Guys, you can't do that, man. I'm telling you from experience. I just now figured it out. Hell, me and Merlin been together 7 years now. It's too late. I mean, but it wasn't without the, excuse me, the struggles. That's when the culture kicks in, man. You're not at home. It's so many differences. This is one of the reasons why the first relationship doesn't work. You don't know anything about her. She don't know anything about you. It's not that you're just complete strangers, but you're from opposite cultures, man. And you want to move a woman in day one? Okay, good luck with that. But men aren't doing that. The second thing that I've seen is there's more single men showing up at these meet and greets. Okay, but they're not just single men, they're younger. There's guys in their 40s there, 50s. I'm going to say 60% of the men there were less than 60 years old. And they're still young, they're still healthy, and they got a different mindset. I'm a baby boomer. Okay, and everything that goes along with that, the good and the bad. But a lot of those guys are younger, man. And they're like, I like my freedom, because you give up your freedom when you get in a relationship over here. Certainly when you start moving in, man, they hijack your retirement. Good luck. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about that. But some of you guys want to be hijacked. Some of you guys, you want to be simps and pussy whipped and henpecked and all that, man. I didn't come all the way over here for that. And men are just making up their minds. They're like, I don't want that. And the third thing that I saw from the beginning of the time I was having meet and greets until now is when a man is with a woman, she's like an older woman. They're closer in age. There was only 2 women there that were in their mid to late 20s that were with, an expat. The rest of these women were like in their mid to late 30s, early 40s, around Merlin's age. And that makes a big difference. It makes a big difference because a lot of these women, they're established. Some of the women that were there, hell, they already live in America. They were just here visiting their family. They've been over there for years, over a decade. A lot of them have good jobs here. And it tells me that men are watching these videos. We're getting through to people. We're tired of coming over here, getting the rug snatched from underneath us, losing our life savings, and having to go back to America. We're watching Rafi Tufo. We're watching Sunshine Shoulders. We're watching all these other channels. It makes me feel good, man. Because I told you I'm going to be on here as long as my channel is relevant. And it still is. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. Yeah, I got bad news for the Filipino scammers. If you wanting women on those sites trying to scam us, because we're getting hustled anyway. If you with a woman right now, myself included, if you met her on the dating site, you're getting hustled. It's just a matter of, okay, I already know. But remember, we're Bill Withers. I'm Bill Withers. I'm using you to do the things you do to me, okay? So if you're in America, in the Philippines, wherever you are, find it in your heart to help somebody. Not a day goes by that I don't help somebody. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. And don't do anything stupid. Slow down, guys, because a lot of men are slowing down. But remember, we're not going to reach everybody. There's still guys coming over here making the same stupid mistakes. moving right into with women, dealing with married women who haven't gotten a divorce or a annulment, dealing with women who have been with foreigners before, not just one, two, but three foreigners. What do you think you're going to accomplish there, guys? You know, we're not going to reach everybody, but we're reaching more people. I see it. I've got proof. I be around a lot of expats, man. And I just see the little subtle changes. Guys are fed up, man. Like, I didn't come all the way over here for that. I come over here for a lower cost of living. Peace. Look at this. I could get used to this. I can't afford to live at home anymore. Not the way I want to live. I want to live like this. If I lived like this in America, I had to be somewhere like Florida, one of those places, California. It's going to cost me an arm and a leg. Over here, I was talking to a lady, you know, because I'm going to move to Makati. When we come, we're going to be in Makati. This is too far out for me. Graph is kicking my behind, okay? And, you know, the prices go up and down. It doesn't matter. Even if I had InDrive, all those other places, because we went to the Venice Grand Mall yesterday, and from here, we left at 11:30. Hell, it was 616 pesos. Then coming back, it was 385. That's 1,000 pesos. You're going to do that every day, every time you step out to go somewhere. And I just decided now, we might as well get into the middle of the action, because you can get this in Makati. But yeah, guys are waking up. I got bad news for these Filipino scammers out there, man. It's going to get harder and harder for you to find a victim. I promise you that. Shout out to David. Shout out to Craig. All you guys, man. Mark, man. So many great guys at that meet and greet. I seen it, guys. In the beginning, everybody was coupled up. I used to have 50, 60 people there. It'd be 30 couples. This time, if I'm being generous, it was 50-50. But David hit it on the nose. He's like, nah, I don't want that. He said they want everything instantaneous. And it's true. It's to their advantage to move in with you and get you moving fast, speeding you up. There's no benefit for us when that happens, guys. But take care. We're going to be here for a couple more days. We're headed back to reality. I'm coming back on June the 8th. And, you know, I'll be done found a place by then, but I'm going to go back and forth. I need the city life for right now, man. Okay? Take care, y'all.